so early does make you ask the question, is he sending a message to others? Hey, listen, if you want something, just donate to a super PAC or be really vocal about me, be really vocal about all the good that I'm doing. Give me a reason to help you by helping me.
I think that's absolutely right. And it's so funny because you don't really hear him talking about draining the swamp too much anymore because he has fully embraced the swamp down in Washington. It's also quite funny that he tries to present himself as somebody who's interested in serious criminal justice reform when, as you point out, it's mostly about flattering his buddies or trying to get something in exchange, like the tariff policy was. It's about consolidating his power and also having all of the countries come to him to make a deal so he can be, to borrow from George W. Bush, the decider in these instances. But the Trump administration is a mass incarceration administration, and that should not go unsaid when he's trying to position himself as anything but that. Pam Bondi is a former lobbyist for a private prison company. Tom Homan, his border czar, is also heavily involved in private prisons financially. And so this is not an administration that actually wants to take on criminal justice reform. They are warehousing immigrants as we speak without due process. As you
Hang on. This is the bald-faced lies they tell, and this is why they're losing. She's a bald-faced liar. Nobody has done more on prison reform and work with prisoners and is more anti-mass incarceration. The Democratic Party, and I say if somebody's in prison and you talk to the black and Hispanic prisoners in there, they'll tell you. On September 26th, and Grace, we should put this up, because you were involved in this. In prison, I put the only statement I think I ever put out in prison about the coming victory over Kamala Harris. You know where I got that from? The prisoners. Because Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party and that young lady right there, they represent mass incarcerations. What he's doing with illegal aliens is not mass incarceration. That's deportation of people that have no due process rights and are going to get the hell out of this country. President Trump, the First Step Act, asked the prisoners, ma'am, have you interviewed the prisoners? His First Step Act is the boldest move ever against mass incarceration. Remember, the Democratic Party, and particularly the progressive part of the Democratic Party, have been for mass incarceration. So you know who knows that? The families of prisoners. What President Trump is for is mass deportation of illegal aliens, and they're going to get mass deported. It's for you to sit there, and Katie Tur, not for you to correct that bald-faced lie, and that was a bald-faced lie. And Katie Tur, you know better. This is how corrupt MSNBC is. This is why they're kind of, no offense, becoming more and more irrelevant. This is why African-American men are voting for President Trump and the MAGA movement in record numbers. This is why the Hispanic community is coming to President Trump and the MAGA movement in record numbers. This is why Starr County, Texas, where we lost by 60 points to Hillary Clinton in 2016, President Trump won by 16 points in 2024. A county that's hard scrabbled with working class Hispanics right there on the border. That's 97% Hispanic, 97% Hispanic. No, President Trump is 100% against mass incarcerations. What he is for is the First Step Act, to try to cut these ridiculously long prison sentences they get from woke federal judges. So don't sit there and tell me he's for that. That is a bald-faced lie, and you, ma'am, are a bald-faced liar. If you don't believe me, go to a federal prison and talk to the inmates. Mike Lindell joins us. Mike Lindell, you're going up against this system